The Bryans is what hooked him on the sport of figure skating. You know we would have loved to win a championship here in this building.
Representing Canada, Emmanuel Sandu.
Here we go. One Canadian to the next. Final thoughts, maybe a Hail Mary. The eternal enigma from Canada, Emmanuel Sandu. Awful in the qualifying. I mean, his coach said it was an embarrassment. And Peter Carruthers, he told us, you know, his coach, Joanne McLeod, longtime coach, said, you're not driving the car right now. You're letting someone else drive. You've got to drive the car. He took control from the moment he stepped onto the ice for the warm-up in the short program, and he was terrific. Now with a chance in fifth to win the gold.
Talk about expectations. Jeffrey Buttle did it for Canada at the Olympics. And now we've got 10,000, 12,000 people here holding their breath, hoping that he can do it for them at the Worlds. One of the easiest looking quads in the plane.
Needs to reach and pull.
Oh, that was outside the circle, but he did it anyways. Only a double toe afterwards, though. And when you need everything, that might matter.
He takes a very long setup for the next jump, which is a triple axel. He can have a bad edge going into it. Very important for him to go over that right side. A little bit stepped out of there. Classically trained ballet dancer, Emmanuel Sandu is one of the most artistic skaters and talented skaters in the world. Obviously struggles with inconsistency, but he, like Schubert, has beaten Evgeny Plushenko.
We should mention, on a technicality, at the time, Plushenko did one too many combinations. We've seen that happen throughout this evening. Oda penalized for a similar thing tonight.
Triple Salchow, beautifully done, but on my sheet here it says quad Salchow.
He doesn't have to do what's on your sheet, you know.
Well, that's true, but when you're trying to win, I recommend it.
This next jump will tell the tale. Second attempt at the triple axel. Must do it in combination. Triple double. Little foot down there. We'll get a bonus for doing it late in the program, though.
That was an easy triple toe. You may wonder why he would miss such an easy jump. He already tripled out of the quad, landed a triple sow, and needed to change that jump.
He's just getting a little bit on his heel on the landings, and so isn't able to hold that. The heel obviously not right over that top of that ball of your foot where you are much more balanced. at the end off that straight line step quite a bit.
He sure did.
You have to go from end to end in order for it to count. Interesting positions as he does these variations on these spins. A very respectable performance for Emmanuel Sandou. And they're on their feet.
A little bit of Jekyll, a little bit of Hyde.
That's right.
This man has fought a lot of demons, publicly and privately, trying to get to a point where he had enough confidence to really make a run at a world championship or an Olympic gold medal. Johnny Weir, the American champ, standing and watching, waiting to take the ice. Joanne McLeod, hugs all around, tears in her eyes, standing ovation. How about the judges? What do they think? That's what's important. Check that out when we come back.
Can you slow her, David?
And you can see here in the triple axel, he was really fighting for redemption. Very slow going into it. Nice air position. He holds onto it after two-footing it and then turns it into a combination. If you do it a second time, you have to do it in combination. You see that edge right there. Very important that he goes right over the top of it. He has a hard time going over the front of his skate. A lot of times he goes off of his heel.
And not to bring up a cliche about the numbers not mattering, because they do. He could win the gold here, but it was about more than that for him.
Well,
he's caved in the past. He didn't cave here.
Canada has a love-hate relationship with this guy. There's a radio station in Toronto that just spends time making fun of him. I mean, he literally has that weird relationship with his fans. Paul, you used the word redemption.
Yeah, this is a time for the monkey
this
off
might
the
be it
bat.
for him. Maybe we should get that outfit off his back.
We've seen worse.
Okay, it's not my taste. I'll just pull back and be quiet.
In fact, I bet we can go through some old videotape of Mr. Browning and pick out one or two that
I
you
said
would
corrected.
today.
You're right. But this is a big moment for this athlete.
Remember the number for Joubert, the technical, almost 80. So all the way down to 66, almost 67. 142.53 for the free skate. And that puts Sandou in fourth. And that, basically that's what we were trying to say. The numbers might not add up here, but it was an important free skate for him.
Well, it's unusual for me to see him in that, they call it kiss and cry area, with a smile on his face. Good way to end your season.